Armstrong High School for Northwest Suburban Conference girls basketball. Tonight, a West Division matchup between the Maple Grove Crimson and the home team, the Armstrong Falcons. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox, along with Patty Sorensen, the former head coach at Park Center. And Patty, these teams, have, looking on paper anyway, look pretty similar coming in. Records are pretty close, and both coaches kind of feel like this is one that could go either way.
Yeah, they're both pretty equally matched, like you said. I think they're going to come in. Northwest Suburban can always be very competitive, and I think they're both coming in ready to play, and I think they both feel really confident about their choice options tonight.
Armstrong, a team with a lot of sophomores playing in their lineup, but quite a few of them actually played even as ninth graders last year, so maybe don't be fooled by the youth, I guess, for the Falcons.
Well, I agree, but the key they have is they're coming in with valuable varsity minutes. The other thing is they're youthful. You can see that both good and can sometimes be challenging with maybe some mistakes we make, but I think it's an exciting thing to watch these young kids come out and watch what they're able to do.
Maple Grove, a team that has a little bit of size, throughout their lineup, not necessarily one or two giant post players, but some good size and some good physical strength, and they're hoping to use that tonight too.
Sure, I think they're coming in with a variety of talent there. I think they're coming in with some older experience. Maybe not the minutes on the floor, but they've got some age, and they've been through the program, so I think that brings it to their advantage.
Talk about key players to keep an eye on in tonight's game, starting with the visitors here from Maple Grove. One of those players who will get some good minutes up in the front court for them is Katrina Tice.
Yeah, she broke into their starting lineup this year. Not a lot of playing minutes last year, but she's come in and now she's their leading scorer, their leading rebounder, probably one of the most athletic people on the court tonight.
And for Armstrong, last time around we talked about Masengo Mutunda. This time we're going to talk about Carly Kerschel, another of those sophomores who's done a great job averaging 8 rebounds per game and also scoring around 12 points per contest for the Falcons. They're coming off a stretch where this will be their third game in 4 days. They lost a tough three-pointer on Martin Luther King Day. They're looking to bounce back, which can be a good thing when you don't have a long time to linger thinking about a close loss like that.
Well, and I sometimes think their youth is going to play into this. They played, like you said, a lot of games in short days. I think their youth is going to kind of help bring them in. I hope you can see that, and sometimes that can also be a challenge.
Maple Grove 1 game behind division leader Park Center right now at 3-1 in West Division games. Armstrong is 2-2, so obviously for the division race, this one's a big one as well. The Crimson and the Falcons tip off in just a moment on CCX Sports.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
And welcome back here to Armstrong High School as the Crimson and the Falcons get set to do battle. The starting lineups being introduced right now, and joining us tonight from the sideline will be Allie Arlton. Let's go down to Allie.
Hey guys, coming into this one, it would appear as though Maple Grove has both the seniority and experience on paper, with having a team majority full of juniors and seniors versus Armstrong having a team stacked full of sophomores. But coming into this one, talking with Coach Cook, he said it's actually Armstrong who comes into this with more returning varsity minutes than Maple Grove. He says last year's great senior class for Maple Grove really limited the opportunity for these girls to get on the court with playing time. He says that this is their time to shine, and he's expecting it tonight. Now, Coach Easley is really hoping that that experience for his young girls will help them out here tonight, but he says they still have the tendency to play young. That was shown last night when they went 12 for 30 at the free throw line in a 3-point loss to Forest Lake.
Thank you very much, Allie. And the basketball experience, I think, even more so maybe now than ever, too. You have playing time a lot before you even get to high school. Here's a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for Mark Cook and the Crimson, Skylar Dodge, Autumn Malinar, Abby Rostamo, Sarah Limada, and Katrina Tice, the starters for the Crimson. And here is the lineup for Antoine Easley and the Falcons. Tiana James, Carly Kerschel, Masengo Mutunda, their top scorer at just under 20 a game. Ashmira Patterson and Mira Wolf for the Falcons. So Maple Grove, 3 seniors, 2 juniors, and then as Allie talked about, it's predominantly a sophomore group. A couple of seniors in there for Armstrong with Wolf and Patterson, and the other 3 are in 10th grade. But, you know, I've always felt like, give me players, whether they're 10th grade, 12th grade, whatever.
Yeah, you know, you get to varsity level like this, you got players, it's like you're playing varsity right now. It doesn't really matter what your grade is. Let's just get out and get on the floor and
there's a look at Coach Easley, the 12th year. Actually, both these coaches came in, took over as head coach in the same season. So veterans in this conference. And, you know, you kind of, you know, there's a look at Coach Cook, as we said, same 12th year. And you kind of go through stretches. You realize, you know, some years you have a little more talent than others or whatever. Both these have had years where they've been really good, and then others where they weren't quite as strong, and that's all part of it. You know, working with a program, not just one year's team.
Well, exactly. And then, you know, with Maple Grove, they graduated a lot of seniors last year, so it's new people stepping up, learning new roles and progressing.
Drive into the middle here and then kicked over to Malinar, and she nails a 3. Maple Grove starts the scoring. Malinar, along with Tice, have been the kind of the go-to scorers this year for the Crimson. James handling it out high, gives it to Kerschel, and then cutting as Mutunda. She is a player that good quickness, can shoot the ball from a lot of different spots on the floor too. Patterson dumping it inside. Here's Mutunda up off the glass, a little too hard with it, and the Crimson able to get to the rebound. Tice leading it the other way, but throws it over the head of Malinar. Maple Grove coming with a little bit of pressure here.
That's one thing Coach Cook wants to see his kids be a little more aggressive defensively, and they're coming out right in a little bit of pressure.
James into the front court, and then the trap sprung on her. Patterson getting it over to Mutunda there. Down to the baseline. Mutunda, shot fake, and then goes to the glass and scores it. I like to see a player that can score in a lot of different ways, and that's definitely her.
It's fun to watch when they can attack and create and then assist.
Speaking of attacking, there's Tice going hard to the basket, scores plus the foul, and she'll go to the line. Wolf will pick up the foul for Armstrong, so Tice finishing strong there. And she gets the free throw to go as well, so a three-pointer from Malinar and then a three-point play for Tice. Their 2 leading scorers are on the board, and it's 6-2 Crimson. Kerschel swinging it around here to James. Patterson dumping it for Kerschel. It gets through her hands, though. Maple Grove coming back the other way. Here's the baseline drive and then around and out. Nice shot fake and attack. And we're going to count this bucket as well, as finishing on the drive there was Skylar Dodge. And she'll get a chance for a three-point play. Yeah, sliding over late was James. Definitely was still moving. Good call there.
It's one of the things Coach Cook was talking about with them, sharing the ball and moving, and we're seeing different people attacking the basket right now.
So good start, 9-2 lead for Maple Grove. They get things off to a solid start on the road here. Nice little pick and roll. Patterson is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Coach Cook was talking about how you know, neither team really had that much time to prepare specifically for this opponent because they both played Saturday, and then Armstrong came back and played Monday as well, but there was no school. Maple Grove, you know, they had a little bit of a practice, but it was kind of out of their normal routine.
Right, and seeing these kids play, especially the Armstrong kids, like you said, they played Saturday, they played Monday. Wasn't really a lot of time to prepare.
Patterson's free throw is good, but as you always say, you know, you look at the schedule, you don't put an asterisk by it. There's no, you know, you don't get to have excuses. As you see Jessica Hanley, number 32, coming in for Armstrong, a freshman.
Well, you know, and sometimes a lot of coaches like to do that. You get 3 games in the last 4 days to roll like that, put a test on your kids, get them ready for playoffs, put them in different situations that way.
Here's Tice with the turnaround, and she hits her second bucket. And Maple Grove continues to do pretty well offensively here. 11 points already. They lead it 11-3. Kerschel, nice move, and finishes with the reverse layup. Didn't look like there was a lot of room on the baseline, but she found enough to get by and score.
And with confidence attacking that, there was no hesitation.
Here's Tice driving and then dishing to Malinar, and that one's an air ball. Falcons want to push the tempo a little bit, and here's Kerschel being fouled before she can get that shot up. I believe it'll be Limata who picks it up. It's one thing Coach Easley talked about as far as what he wants his team to do tonight, and that's push the ball up floor.
Yeah, you'd like to pick up the tempo in the game and move.
The foul on Maple Grove running through the screen of James there. And that call is going to go against Rostamo. Be her first, but 4th team foul. They get it into Matunda. Drive to the hoop, but it's just a little too strong. Kerschel gets the rebound, and that one is no good. After the first miss there by Wolf. Back out it comes to Tice. Dodge resetting the offense here for the Crimson. Dodge attacking, and Kerschel just reaches out and blocks that shot with ease. Did a good job of not jumping into the body of Dodge. She knows she's got the height advantage there and just gets the nice block. They go inside. Limata has trouble with the handle and is going to be called for the travel. Something Maple Grove talked about, trying to get the ball inside some at least to, you know, work your offense that way. They feel like they have the size advantage overall.
They do, and that's what one thing Coach Easley said too, that they're going to have to try and deny that inside game a bit.
Rotunda, great move, but it just rolled out. That's a shot she'll make most of the time. This shot not going to count anyway. A foul out on the floor as driving the ball there was Rostamo. And they'll get James for a hand check, which will be her second already. They've only got 3 team fouls, but 2 of them are against James. So a quick substitution for Coach Easley as Jordan Bloom, number 4, will come in. Right back to Tice off the inbound. And then cutting free, and the layup good by Malinar. Nice set there and a good look.
That's one of the things Coach is looking for, ball movement, getting players involved. They did a good job of that on that possession.
Kerschel's pass back out to Bloom, and now Matunda comes to get it. And Kerschel be called for the offensive foul there. She got that left arm extended, just kind of wrapped it around. At the end, it ends up looking like she was fouled, but I think the call had already been made there as she reached that left arm around and hooked to the defender a little bit. Annika Rosa, number 12, is in there for Maple Grove. And here's a drive, and Kerschel the block, but a foul called. I just praised her a moment ago for a similar play, but this time they get her for the body foul, looks like. Be her second as well. So Armstrong not necessarily picking up a lot of fouls as a team, but 2 of their starters already now with 2.
Yeah, you got to be careful. That couple of his key players have already picked up their second foul. See how he adjusts. He's young. See how these other players come in and contribute and make the adjustments.
Kerschel will check out, and Wolf coming back in. Rostamo makes both free throws here for the Crimson, and they go up by 10. Patterson cuts to the top of the key, and then the jumper taken no good. Patterson able to corral that rebound, fights it back up there, no good, and then rebounded on the next opportunity by the Crimson. Underneath, shot up and too strong from Rosa, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Grove. It will be Armstrong ball. Armstrong started to have a little more success defensively, but they're just struggling to get some shots to fall at the offensive end. And we're going to get an offensive foul here against Mutunda from Armstrong, trying to get free. Away from the ball there. I don't think she was setting a screen. I think she was trying to, push off a defender a little bit to get open.
Well, and she'd done that just a few seconds before he called it, and then she did it again, and he saw it that time, and it wasn't going to get by that time.
Pick and roll inside to Tice, gets her own rebound and scores.
That's going to be one of the advantages for Maple Grove. Their height in there, and if they attack the boards, I mean, that is huge to their advantage.
Get a timeout taken here by Armstrong as Coach Easley seeing things unravel a little bit for his team, and 17-5 lead for the visitors here from Maple Grove.
Well, Maple Grove's being able to do a little transitioning on their own. And they've been moving the ball up the floor, and they've been filling the lanes and been getting some nice passes right into the shooter in the right spot.
Armstrong's had a couple makeable shots that didn't quite go, and then a couple fouls lately have gone against them that, have maybe hurt them a little bit too. You see a player like Kerschel pick up 2 in a row like that, one at the offensive end and then one while blocking a shot.
Well, I think they're going to, have to come down with a little more composure on their defense, still play their defense aggressively, but a little more composure with it as they
So Falcons basketball coming out of the timeout is inbounded here by Wolf. Henley with it here, now goes to Patterson. They're going to place it up for Mutunda. She drives into traffic, no good, but she will go to the free throw line, and that's when she's at her best, putting pressure on the defense. And it will be Rebecca Tyler picking up the foul for Maple Grove. Mutunda's free throw is good. We're looking at some of the percentages, Patty, and not necessarily a one-game thing for them to have struggled at the line, it looks like.
No, I think that was a big issue for them yesterday against Forest Lake, Coach said, too. I think one of the keys right now, too, Maple Grove wants to get it inside, and how is Armstrong going to keep that from happening? And that's one of the things Coach Easley wanted to focus on, keep that ball out of the inside. But so far, Maple Grove's been able to get in there rather easily.
And he said, part of that is on the defender out top. You have to be able to put some pressure on the ball a little bit to make that pass a little bit tougher.
Exactly. which they're seeing on the other end.
Nice drive and finish. Layup good by Rosa. As they swing the ball, and then the defender caught a little bit late getting back, but also the help was late stepping up. Foul call went against Bloom. Free throw no good. So she doesn't get the three-point play, but still gets the hoop and another foul racked up against Armstrong. So 19-7. Maple Grove looking good on the road so far. Rotunda waiting for a screen, now drops it off. Wolf to Patterson, her jumper won't drop. Comes right back to her though. Long possession for Armstrong, and now they turn it over as they didn't have a great angle in that post entry, and as the defender stepped out to kind of get in the way and cut that one off. The throw too high over the head.
And they'd done it. They had just finished doing a really good job of sharing the ball, moving the ball, getting some good options in there. Like you said, just a little too high on that throw.
Well, they bring Kershaw back in with those two fouls. Coach Easley feeling like things just, starting to get away from them a little bit. Maybe we can't keep her on the bench for too terribly long. Floater will not drop that time for Rostamo. Here's Kershaw looking underneath to Patterson, and she was fouled. Probably a good foul to take, though. That was going to be a layup otherwise. And it will be Tyler picking up the foul. They call it before the shot there. Cross court, it comes to Wolf. And now Patterson at the edge of the lane. Drive there, but the layup left a little short by Hanley. And pushing it back the other way to score on the scoop layup there is Rosa. She's had a couple of nice hoops coming off the bench for the Crimson.
She has. She attacked that seam and did a great job of it. Saw the opening and took it all the way up to the rim.
Here's Kershaw looking to do the same at the other end. She will go to the free throw line. Even though this ended up being a foul on Maple Grove, you see they did a better job of getting the help over there, whereas Armstrong, I think Kershaw right there with two fouls, a little bit worried about picking up another one and backed off just a bit there, but the help has just been a little late for Armstrong on more than one occasion. And free throw is good for Kershaw. Abby Schulte, number 21, comes in for the Crimson. They've got that up on the board as the third foul on Tyler. My book had two, but certainly could have, had a previous one marked down the wrong person. So there's three fouls for her. Kershaw gets a couple of clutch free throws there, 21-9. And we're going to get a traveling call as sitting back with the ball while she was holding it there was Rostamo. She does a good job going to get the ball, and not sure she moved enough there to really gain any advantage, but they'll give it a travel call. Kershaw drops it off for Wolf. That won't go. Kershaw gets the rebound. Spinning her way to the middle, and a foul call against the Crimson.
I think that's going to be the first foul on first, but she did a good job of closing off the baseline. She came back, went back there, and got her just a little too much body on her.
Kendall first, as Patty said, picking up her first foul right there. So Kershaw to the free throw line, and Missed short with that one, and it was a non-shooting foul, 1-1 there, so the Crimson grabbed the rebound. Mutanda gets a piece of that pass and then intercepted by Wolf. Mutanda attacking and is fouled. Rostimo will pick it up. You can kind of see just when Mutanda caught that ball that she is wanted to really attack, wanted to get this pace going a little bit.
Yeah, she's their leading scorer. She's averaging 20 points a game, and you can just see she's very aggressive when she goes to the bucket. You know when she's going.
Lauren Moline, number 31, checking in here for Maple Grove. They'll consistently play 10 players, which is maybe a little more than what a lot of teams will do.
Yeah, that's one thing Coach Cook talked about before the game. He goes 10 deep, and like you said, most other teams will go 7 or 8, and pretty much that's what Armstrong's been going. They've been going with about 7 players right now.
Tice will swing it back out. Armstrong doing a little better job clogging the lane in this possession here. Drive and sweeping across the lane. Nice move, but in and out for Limita there. And then a foul on the Crimson trying to get that ball back as Moline will pick it up. Real nice drive there.
Actually, I think he just called that one out, didn't he? I think she was on the line.
Right. Yep, you're right.
I think she was on the line when she
knocked it loose and had her foot out, so no foul there.
Well, we have both teams in the bonus. Maple Grove had been there for a while, but they're both there now.
And that ball is kicked. As Rosa did a good job of reading that the entry pass was going to come in there, but got her foot out. And that ball just taken away, exposed the dribble there. And then they're going to call a double dribble on Rosa. She'll take it away right here. Oh, that's not a dribble.
No.
That's not a very good call right there. I can see why Rosa didn't like it. You're stealing the ball there, and it bounced, but I don't think you really count that as a dribble. Into Mutanda. Drives to the baseline, but then good help side getting there to get the steal. Crimson, though, turn around and throw it away. After a good steal initially by Moline, she tossed it over the head of her teammate and right over to the bench.
The Falcons applied a little more backcourt pressure there and caused that turnover.
I think they would like to do a little more of that. The problem is they haven't been scoring much at their end, so you don't get time to set up a press at all.
Exactly. We saw a little bit of a press in the beginning from Maple Grove, but
Moline dishing it inside, and we will get a foul call on the drive there, as it looks like Jordan Bloom will be whistled.
yeah, Moline just got the ball there, and she was going to dribble right around there, and the girl from Armstrong, just too much body on that.
Autumn Malinar knocks down the free throw there for the Crimson. So no, they are now 5 of 6 at the line. And she makes a pair, so 7 points now for Autumn. 23-10. Maple Grove scored very well early. Their pace is slowed down a lot too, but on the plus side for them is they haven't really allowed Armstrong to get much of anything going.
No, they really haven't.
Mutanda, I'm not sure who that one was too, taken away, and here come the Crimson. Tice driving it into the middle, a little bit too strong. Now Mutanda looking to push it back. Kerschel inside, intercepted.
You know, the Maple Grove's advantage, they're so tall in there, and Armstrong's still trying to throw in and over. And you've got that wingspan for those girls down there. That's a tough one to get in. They're going to have to reverse the ball and move the ball a little more to get it inside to their post for it to be successful.
Yeah, they've tried to force feed it a couple times in the last couple possessions when there really wasn't much there. And you kind of, it's hard to realize from up here, but their vision gets taken away a little bit when those girls have some size as well.
Exactly. You know, and Maple Grove has been focusing a little bit on their post in there. They've got the one gal they're working in there. Maple Grove does have a definite height advantage.
So Crimson basketball, they're up 23-10. They've been in control since the early going of this one. Lauren Moline on the drive, and the Red Sea parts there as she goes all the way in for the layup.
That was very nice. She saw that opening and just took it, did a little move there, and wasn't even touched.
Mutanda dishing it inside. Kerschel, nice stop to gather herself and goes up and scores. They're going to need both of those players to really attack and get things going offensively if they're going to get back in this one.
They sure do. They just got to keep moving the ball and swinging it, reversing it, going in and out with it, working for the best shot. That time they transitioned down, she cut the lane very nicely, and they were able to capitalize on it.
A drive down the middle, and the runner is good for Schulte. So the bench has come up with some big buckets here tonight for Maple Grove. They're up by 15.
Yeah, Armstrong has let them get into the inside into the middle of the paint there a little too easily the last few times.
Kerschel, nice drive and dish to Patterson. Looked like some contact there, but play on, and here come the Crimson. Pass drop back, and maybe same at that end, so we'll keep it going here as Mutanda. Kerschel handing it over to James. Maple Grove's done a pretty nice job of being locked in defensively tonight. They have not had many lapses where they allowed just a wide open look or easy passes inside or anything.
Exactly right. They've been communicating well on defense. They've been working together on defense.
Dumped into Kerschel, and going to be called for the travel. It was a tough entry pass, and they dumped it down low here. And
well, that was one of the things Coach Cook talked to us about, where he said that, you know, they needed to have good defensive positioning, and they really needed to improve on that in this game, and it's paid off for them the last few times down the court.
Into the lane and kicked right back out. Here's Moline shooting it up in and out, but the offensive board and putback is there for Maliner. Maple Grove dominating this first half here as we approach 4 minutes to go, and they lead at 29-12. Ooh, and going to get a foul call on Patterson, setting a blind backside screen. You'll watch the player jump here and got underneath her a little bit. Ouch.
She didn't give her any room to come down.
Patterson. Ooh, that's a tough one. It'll be her first. It was kind of an unusual situation because when you're screening, you're not thinking about the player jumping, I think, right there. And you know, I don't think there was any intent behind it by any means.
No, I don't think. I think you're right. She went to set the screen, but when the player jumped and then it actually came down and there was no place for her to land.
They're going to say no free throws here, player control foul there, so.
Right.
first foul on Ash Patterson, by the way. And the drive, Malinar left it short, but they get it back. Malinar lets it rip from the wing, and that's good for 3 more. She's had a nice first half. 12 points for her.
Maple Grove has done a good job of coming down in the lane, and if they've been closed on, they've been kicking it back out, so they are moving the ball much better.
And an air ball there from Bloom. Here's the drive, up off the glass and good. She was able to avoid the defender for the most part. Abby Schulte got that one up as she was bumped just a little bit and flips it up off the glass and good. And here's a look at the previous one. Malinar had the trigger loaded there as she caught that one and was ready to let it go. I think it's safe to say, Patty, that Maple Grove's come a lot closer to executing the plan that their coach had coming in than Armstrong. Armstrong it just looked like one of those nights where they're not in sync and just not a lot of things going well for them right now.
Exactly. You kind of wonder how much too, like you said, they've played. This is the 3rd game in 4 days. On the flip side, Coach Cook has talked about some of the losses they've had have been against top 15 teams, and a loss to Moorhead the other night. Moorhead's a top section opponent, so quality games being played there too.
Armstrong into the front court here, trailing it big, 34-12. They were down big early, then they kind of, things steadied out a little bit, but late in the half again, Maple Grove has picked up the scoring pace, and meanwhile Armstrong's just struggled all night offensively.
Well, one of the things that Armstrong wanted to do is they wanted to get the transition going and get the tempo up, but it's actually seemed to work the other way, where Maple Grove has been able to pick up the tempo and get some quick buckets on the other end.
Yeah, they get a nice inbound play there, and Mutanda scores it, so they are down 34-14 now. Down to the baseline. Malinar looking inside and back out. And there's jumping into the passing lane for the steal. As Hanley. They don't get the layup to go, though. And then we will get a foul on Maple Grove. Looks like it'll be Moline trying to get to that loose ball. So Hanley will go to the free throw line, the freshman for Armstrong. And gets the free throw to drop. That's the first point from the bench tonight for Armstrong, and contrast that with Maple Grove, where they've gotten 10 bench points. Just one of the many things that's been in Maple Grove's favor so far. Gets 1 out of 2. Malinar open for a 3 and knocks down another, her 3rd from beyond the arc in this first half. Kerschel driving, and the turnover as Moline jumped in front to steal it. Here's Malinar, quick release, no good. Tice, the rebound, is good.
That was great follow-up by Tice. Filled up the lane, coming down, got that. Even falling backwards, good control on finishing the shot.
And it isn't that you don't expect your teammate to make it, but the good rebounder is always assume a miss in a spot like that and go after it. And Kerschel got a good spin move, but just could not finish inside. Armstrong, kind of the story of their night right there. And they're going to get a travel call there against Dodge. So look at Malinar, kind of rushed that one a little bit, but Tice does a nice job getting to it, falling back a little bit and able to bank it in. Mutanda goes opposite the screen here, drives and scores, and she'll go to the line for a chance for a three-point play. Patterson was giving her a screen to the right side. The defender overplayed it, so she went the other way and gets the bucket. Tice will pick up the foul. So you see Mutanda getting things going a little bit now, has 10 points, but her team is still down big.
You know, in their last game, both teams actually struggled at the free throw line, but that hasn't seemed to be the problem for Maple Grove tonight. They've capitalized when they've gotten there.
Drive there, no good, but Malina are able to finish it for the Crimson. And they've blown this one open here. Under 20 seconds to go now, first half. Under 10. Mutanda driving. A pass was tipped, and it's out of bounds off Armstrong. So Maple Grove will get one last crack at it with 4 seconds to go. And that pass gets over everyone. Patterson the steal, so actually Armstrong will get one last look. Mutanda on the run, no good. And we have reached halftime here, and it is all Maple Grove. The visitors leading this one by a score of 41-18. Maple Grove coming out, playing well early, and then, you know, they've played solid defense really throughout the first half.
They really have, you know, and that was one of the things, you know, capitalize on defense, improving their defense, being more aggressive on the defense, and then sharing the ball offensively. And I think they've done a really good job of moving the ball. When they've attacked the bucket, when they've transitioned, they've got somebody following them up, and they've been able to capitalize on those putbacks also. Let's go down now to Allie with Coach Cook.
Coach, your size has really been an advantage to your team here in the first half. What did you like to see out of your girls?
I love the way that they moved the ball. I love the way that they saw matchups when we had advantages and got the ball to kids that, you know, had some height advantages. We don't always see that, and so we've done a better job of recognizing that and getting the ball to the kid that's got the matchup issue.
Holding Armstrong to just 18 points over the first half. What do you want to see defensively them do in the second?
I want to see us step in and take a charge. I want to, you know, 21 and 24 are good players, and they take the ball hard to the basket. I want to see somebody leave their kids, step in, and take a charge. I would love to. You'll see me jump up and down like a little schoolgirl if that happens. So.
We'll be waiting for that, Coach. Good luck in a second.
Well, that would be something to see, won't it? 41-18 lead here for Maple Grove. We'll be back with more of our live coverage of Northwest Suburban Girls Basketball on CCX Sports.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience, and as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage, inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
And welcome back here. 41-18, Maple Grove leading Armstrong at halftime of our game tonight. And let's take a look at some first half highlights in this one. And obviously the Crimson, with more of them, had a good first half. Rostamo dishing over, and Autumn Malinar has been on fire here for the Crimson. Inside hoop, turnaround move, and a nice one by Katrina Tice for Grove. Kerschel, a real nice reverse layup there for Armstrong, but they have just struggled all night offensively. And they've given up a few too many relatively easy drives. Lauren Molina, nice hoop there. Here's Kerschel's other field goal right there as they got it inside to her. But kicked out. Malinar pulls the trigger in a hurry there. She's scored in a few different ways here. And a great first half with 17. She's nearly matched Armstrong all on her own. Tice with 9. And they also had a good bench performance. And Mutunda with 10 and Kerschel 6. For the Falcons. We will come back here to Plymouth and Armstrong High School as Armstrong a long road back, but we'll see what they can do to battle back into this one. 41-18 Crimson, our halftime score here on CCX Sports.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed.
I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it.
I just want my family to be safe.
But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience. And as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage, inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Maple Grove with a big lead here at halftime. Let's go back to Allie.
Coach, that first half, you guys really kind of struggled finding that offensive flow, getting those second chance opportunities. What do you want to see in the second offensively?
Well, offensively, I think we need to get a lot more movement. I think we're standing a little too much, and I think we need to start freeing up people by setting good screens and making solid cuts.
Maple Grove making it hard for you guys on their offense, putting up some more defense. What do you want to see out of your girls to try to get them to stop that ball? I
think we have to do a better job individually. It's been a lot of direct draws where they're just getting by that initial defender. Really too easy.
All right, good luck in the second, Coach.
Thanks, Allie, and thanks, Coach Easley. Obviously not the most fun time to go do an interview when you're down big at halftime, but, you know, I think he made points that were pretty obvious, too, that, you know, defensively, I mean, as much as you feel like you struggle on offense, I feel like as a coach you're probably even more disappointed with their defense in that first half. Just too many easy drives, as he said.
Yeah, you know, he wanted to focus on that. He wanted to keep the ball out of the paint, and it's been too easy. Maple Grove's been able to get in there multiple times, and then the few times they have gotten, you know, shut down, they've done a nice job of kicking the ball back out and then getting a look that way.
They've gotten a few offensive rebounds that have led to hoops as well, which that part is, you know, they knew was maybe going to be a little bit of a struggle to keep them off the glass. But, you know, Maple Grove, of any night, this would be one where Mark Cook would be tempted to say, more of the same. That's all I need from you. But obviously you don't do that as a coach either.
No, because there's always things that you can perfect on and things that you can improve on. Certain shots, maybe certain ways you're attacking, or even different ways you're defending the ball. And there's always something to work on.
I think, you know, when you're a team that's down big like this, too, if you're Coach Easley, you're probably torn a little bit between getting on your players a little bit and trying to build their confidence, you know, into that second half, too.
Well, I think, you know, he probably talked to him a little bit at halftime. He's got some people that can score and shoot. You know, that's going to come. Let's create some of this with our defense first. Let's step up our defense. Let's focus on some of the things we can control and improve on that, and then turn it over and lead it into our offense.
So Falcons basketball to begin the half two. Inside it goes. Kershaw looking to attack. Puts it up with the left hand. No, gets it right back. Off the glass and good. So they made a concerted effort to get that ball inside there, and they do. And now they come with a little pressure. Early indications on this first possession as they look like they're moving their feet a little bit better already than they were in the first half. There's Patterson getting a handout and getting the steal. James throwing it long ahead to Kershaw. Blocked, though, by Maliner. Tice back the other way, off the glass and good. That was not an easy one to finish. I thought Patterson very easily could have been called for a blocking foul there, too, and Tice finished through the contact.
Tice did a nice job of keeping her focus on that shot as the contact was happening and finishing on that.
Rotunda. Here's Kershaw driving, had it blocked. James wanting to go back inside, but the pass denied. Dodge working hard on D right there. Quick release jumper, good for 3 more. Ada Malinar having a great night tonight. 20 points for her. They're swinging around Mutanda. Quick first step down the baseline. No good, though.
I think she got to deflect it there on. I think her shot was partially deflected.
James giving it up. Kershaw down the baseline there to Patterson. And that jumper is good. First basket for Ash Patterson right there.
You know, Maple Grove's focusing on those 2 girls, and they're the only ones that have been doing the scoring. Somebody's got to step up from Armstrong and help a little more.
Timeout taken here by Mark Cook. Another look at Malinar. They didn't. You like that quick release. It's a lot harder to get out there and really contest that shot.
She did a nice job of finishing, even, you know, with a hand flying up in there.
I think Armstrong, you know, did one good thing in coming out with more energy to start this half, but it hasn't necessarily resulted in them, you know, cutting the gap too awful much so far here.
No, and I think they also have to continue to try and be patient and work that ball a little better on offense to get a better shot. I think they're trying to make it happen fast in there, and then that's causing them some turnovers.
Malinar inbound here for the Crimson. Rostamo into the lane, and here's Malinar going to keep on firing. That time no good. Rotunda. Pull-up jumper here by Wolf is good. Wolf getting her first basket of the game. Here's the drive to the hoop, and it won't go there for Rostamo, and then a tie-up. Went back after it aggressively after the miss. So Maple Grove gets the ball back. Malinar shooting no good, but she was fouled. Run into there, and she'll shoot 3 free throws. Be the 3rd foul on Kershaw.
She got her on the block out.
And they are going to, instead of 3 shots, it's going to be after the shot. And I think, which I believe is a correct call from looking at that replay. So Maple Grove will inbound on the baseline.
Yeah, she had come down after the shot and was down when the contact happened.
Tice, nice pass back out. Open look. They didn't get it to go, but still good offense there. Now Mutanda pushing it back. Nice drive and dish, and James will get the layup. And you get the feeling that Armstrong, if they're able to do a little bit more of that, it's going to be to their advantage. You know, it might be asking a lot to get all the way back and catch up, but at least they're going to try and get things going in that direction. Here's Tice, though, attacking and finishing.
I think that's more that fits to their style of play, too. They like the up-tempo game, and they like to push the ball.
Tice is really strong with the ball, finishing in there. An athletic front court player. Patterson rebounds the miss by Kershaw, and the Crimson come out of there with it. Here's Malinar. Goes back left with it, wouldn't drop, rebound, and a foul. So free throws upcoming as Dodge chased after that one and stayed with it and gets the rebound.
Maple Grove's done a good job of that all night long. Having somebody moving down, and they've got somebody following them right there for the rebound and the putbacks.
Dodge no good with that free throw. One more coming. Hamley back into the Armstrong lineup. And gets the second one to go. You know, it feels like Armstrong's playing better and that they've done a little bit, but then you look up and they really, again, have not made up any ground.
You know, it's kind of tough to close that big gap. And like, I agree, they've been playing, it seems like they're playing better, but then Maple Grove will come back and answer with a bucket of their own.
Rotunda, a lot of room to work with on that right side. Drives and had it blocked, but it'll stay with the Falcons. Moline coming back into the Crimson lineup. Rotunda drives and dishes, and the jumper won't drop though for Wolf. And here's a drive that's left just a little short at the other end now. Rotunda. Kerschel attacks, scores, and a foul. So Carly Kerschel getting her second bucket of the second half, into double figures now with 10.
She's been playing hard on both ends of the floor. You can see her down on the defense and down to the ground before, getting a tie up and a jump ball, and then hustling down here and working hard to attack the basket.
Free throw is good. You're right. She, hasn't had always the results she wanted tonight, but she's definitely not for lack of effort. See Bloom coming back into the game here for Armstrong. 20-point lead.
And she's leading the top of their press right there, taking advantage of her long arms.
She got the deflection there. Bloom couldn't save it. It'll be Maple Grove ball. Looking to put the trap on here as Maple Grove. And there's Rotunda getting her hand, almost had the steal right there. Coach Cook said his team had a little bit of trouble with pressure against Moorhead and made some poor decisions, and Armstrong trying to use that tonight to get something going in the second half here.
I really believe if you're Armstrong, you have to mix it up right now. You got to try those things. Try and get Maple Grove off balance. Get them to create some turnovers for you.
Yeah, even if it doesn't lead directly to a steal, right there you see maybe got sped up just a little bit, and Tice has called for the travel. You might make them take some quicker shots and create a little bit of indecision for them as well. Even if you don't, obviously ideally you'd like to get a steal and a layup out of it, but that's not always going to happen. Kerschel stepped out. Yeah, good call there. As she tried to make that pass, she put a foot on the end line. So Maple Grove will inbound in the backcourt. Armstrong coming with some pressure again. This time they beat it rather easily. Rostamo down the middle, no good though. And here's Rotunda coming back the other way for the Falcons. Drives and dishes, and the jumper is good by Hanley. So 49-31. Tice swings it back out. Moline cut off. Much stronger defensive effort for Armstrong so far here in the second half, although here's Tice catching in the lane, but it wouldn't drop. Oh, and then taken away out of the middle of three Falcons by Moline. Tice down the baseline and scores.
You know, the Falcons have done such a good job on that last defensive stance there. They no foul. They just got to get the rebound, though. They got to get after that loose ball.
Especially, they watch film and they see they had three players and one got in between them to take it away. That's what kind of can be a killer for you. Three-point attempt won't go there for Wolf. Rotunda boards it and will go to the line. It's another look. You see that miss, and they actually you know, kind of knocked each other off of it. It wasn't really that they didn't hustle for it, but they knocked each other and smashed into each other, and then ends up getting the bucket for Tice. So maybe on second look, it didn't look quite as bad because it wasn't that they were standing around watching another player take it from them. It was more that they didn't, you know, recognize that you got to hear each other say same team or whatever on that rebound.
Exactly. You know, they were all in there, but it's...
And misses them both, but there's Patterson for the rebound, and she scores.
Key to that, too, you know, to get a focus as far as trying to focus on getting a body on a person to block her out.
There's a steal by Mutunda, and she missed the shot, but will go right back to the free throw line. So Armstrong, at the very least, making Maple Grove a little uncomfortable here in some of these recent possessions. Great steal there. And then drove it to the baseline and got fouled.
You can definitely see the energy she brings to the floor.
Abby Schulte coming back in there for Maple Grove. Free throw good, and you know, it's just human nature too when you build that big of a lead in the first half to just maybe relax just a little bit, and Maple Grove now kind of trying to find their groove again, I think, a little bit.
As much as you talk about when you come back out and you've got a big lead like that, it's 0-0. It's still hard.
And they turn it over here. It looked like a pretty good press break and pretty good idea, but just didn't execute that last pass. Went a little bit over the head of Kendall first.
Well, this is playing into the tempo that Armstrong would like to play. They're making Maple Grove rush a little bit, and you know, they're breaking that press play, like you said, then there's a rush on a pass possibly, or...
Well, the other thing about that is, you know, you'd like to see the scoring pace go up when you're the team that's trying to make up a big deficit, even if it means your opponent is going to score a little bit here and there as well. Long jumper, no good. Kept alive by Kershaw, and then a tie-up. It'll stay with Armstrong as Patterson and First. A couple of pretty strong girls there reaching for that ball and ripping away at it there, and Armstrong will get another opportunity. Not to say they're exactly all the way back in it here, but they've got time to really make a game of this.
They really do, you know, if they keep their defensive pressure up, that's what's creating things for them right now. Now they have to capitalize on the offensive side.
Mutunda getting a little breather right now for Armstrong, so got a lot of real scorers out there on the floor. Kershaw, primary one now. Pick and roll to Patterson, but good help defense to get a piece of that, but then taken right back by Hamley. Hamley giving it over to Patterson, and what do we got for a call here? Is it a foul? Looks like it. There's that steal back by Hamley. Patterson, I think, was kind of on the way to traveling here, but then had her arm grabbed, so it looks like a good call. First will pick up the foul. There's Mutunda. We kind of knew it probably wouldn't be a real long break for her. Bloom giving it back. Mutunda getting a screen. Mutunda trying to whip it into Patterson, but not a lot of room to get that ball in, and it goes off Patterson's hand and out of bounds.
Maple Grove's been doing a really good job of trying to force the shot from the outside.
And a good trap there, and Kershaw up with the steal. Maple Grove proving a little bit vulnerable to a pressing, trapping defense. Bloom launches a high arcing three, and it is good. And it's now down to a 13-point Maple Grove lead. And a steal by Mutunda. She'll go all the way, fouled by Maliner. And just the energy in the gym has gotten a lot better here in the second half for the home team here. Armstrong had a kind of a disastrous first half, but they have battled their way back into it.
They sure have. You know, their defense is creating it. The Maple Grove's struggling with their pressure right now, and Armstrong's getting some turnovers. Now the key is to capitalize on those.
Rotunda will be at the free throw line coming out of the timeout after she intercepted that pass and drove it to the hoop. See, one of the assistants there with her back to us right now is Randy Davis, the former Randy Meisner, who started here at Armstrong and then coached over at Park Center for a while with in your program.
Yes, she did. She coached over there with Chris Vanderhyde for a while.
Park Center, the team that, and obviously Patty, you still work in the building. They've taken a few losses this year, but they've all been against really good teams. And I think until somebody proves otherwise, I think they're definitely the team to beat in that side of the conference in that division.
Oh, I definitely agree. They have. I think though the learning from those losses has been key, and as long as you can learn and progress from that, I guess that's the one way you could say, okay, the loss you can live with. But they're very talented. They've had that group of girls together for a long time. Several of those girls playing varsity basketball when they were in the 8th grade. So there's a lot of experience amongst those players there.
Key contest going on tonight in the North Division with Elk River playing Champlain Park. Good matchup there.
Elk River is having a nice year.
Rotunda at the free throw line for a pair here. And knocks it down, so she's now made 3 in a row after a couple misses to begin this half. Has 13 points, and they're to within 12. And she'll get a pair to go here, so 51-40 now. Maple Grove's lead down to 11.
Armstrong switched up their press a little bit there on how they've attacked it compared to previous possessions.
Rebecca Tyler in there for Maple Grove had that ball get away from her momentarily. She slipped, and they call a foul on Patterson as she was trying to deny that pass to Tice, and will pick up the foul. She got caught behind her a little bit and kind of came through her there.
And it looked like she maybe had a little too much contact on the back, too, at the same time.
There's Kerschel getting a piece of that one, and it's out off of Tice. So Armstrong has stepped it up in the half-court defense as well as that full court. And boy, to be honest, I thought best case scenario for them is they maybe get it to 10 very late in the game. Here they are down by 11. There's still 8 minutes to go. It's not unrealistic to think they could still win this game.
No, it's not. And Armstrong's bringing a different energy this half, a different aggressiveness.
And there's a beautiful drive. Maple Grove really needed that one. Rosa has had 3 good drives to the basket, has 6 points now. Rotunda flashes open for a 3, but it's too long. Now, if you're Maple Grove, you want to be able to get back into your offense, get some good, clean looks. And they do right there, but not able to get it to drop. And it's knocked out of bounds by Tice.
Yeah, I think right now, if you're Maple Grove, when you come down, you've got to work the ball and get your high percentage shot and, keep doing what you were doing, but make sure you're getting a good look at the bucket.
Momentum can be a tricky thing to get back, though, huh? Yeah. I mean, you see it so many times in a basketball game where you're thinking to yourself, everything was flowing pretty nice and a lot of things were doing well, and then all of a sudden you can't find an open shot anymore, or you can't make one if it does pop up. Kerschel doubled, so she kicks it out. And good hands, Malinar getting into the passing lane there and got a piece of that one. Inbounded to Mutunda, does a nice job waiting for the traffic to clear. Kershaw will swing it around. Bloom made one a moment ago, but not this time. Mutunda, though, rebounds. And they'll get another crack at it. It's in and out there. Kershaw trying to keep it alive. And now the Crimson come away with it into the front court. There is Schulte. Malinar just 3 points in the second half. Goes inside, and there is Tice. 4th basket in the second half. She has 17. She's just been real consistent. Nice finisher around the rim.
When you feel the momentum, changing a little bit again. Right now, Maple Grove's been able to have some success. And
Hanley the miss, and Maple Grove will go back to the attack. Got a smaller player on Tice, and she really posting up strong in there. They get it to her again, turns, oops, that time hit the front of the rim and then goes down hard. Mutunda pushing it back the other way, and the layup is good. And we'll have a timeout taken here, so 55-42 as Mutunda gets that layup to roll in for Armstrong.
she does a nice job of finishing there with contact.
I'm okay with the no call there, too. They were trying to get the charge, but...
No, I think I agree with you. That was a good no call. It is fun to watch Mutunda and Kirshner for Armstrong, though. But those two young ladies work extremely hard at both ends of the court. And they both play real crucial parts on their press for them, too.
So Armstrong battling back after a kind of a horrendous first half, to be honest. They were down 41-18. And but Maple Grove has kind of settled things down a little bit here. They've got it back to a 13-point lead, but still plenty of time to go. 5:42. If you're Armstrong, you have to, kind of dig deep and say, we know that, you're not going to probably run off like a 20-0 run. They're going to make a hoop or two here or there, but you have to just keep on coming with the energy that got you back into it.
Exactly. I think that's too where a little bit of the advantage, if they get back to their style of ball that they like, especially with the quickness and the pressure and the intensity.
Molinar throwing over the press this time now to Tice. Tice handles the ball pretty well for a front court player as well. Inside to Molinar and got fouled. Kind of got bailed out a little there. They were a little disjointed. But the help defense, I think it was James that'll pick up the foul. That'll be her 4th. So not yet in the bonus for either team. It's kind of a little bit of a contrast to the first half. We had a lot of fouls early, but neither team right now shooting free throws yet. Tice gives it up to the baseline there. Looks like it's been stressed to Maple Grove that we're going to work the ball until we get something really good to look at here. Make them work on D, and hopefully at the end they'll break down a little bit. But even if not, we're going to work some time off here.
I think that's important right now, too. Just don't take a shot that you shouldn't be taking right now. Let's get the best look. Let's take the time off. Let's move the ball, get lots of touches.
Inside to Tice, and it looked like Kershaw must have got a piece of that one from behind, and then out of bounds off Maple Grove. Or we may have this call reversed. Another official coming over. They're going to discuss this one. And it's going to stay with Maple Grove, which at my first glance appears to be right, that Armstrong was last to touch it, but so Molinar will inbound. Tice driving down the middle and couldn't quite finish with the left hand despite a pretty good move. Mutanda.
Good decision making right there. She wanted to attack the bucket, but she didn't have anything, brought it back out, but unfortunately a violation and a turnover.
Wolf will be called for the travel. You wonder now if maybe Armstrong's taken their best shot and that was as close as they're going to get. It's starting to look more that way again now. And we will get a travel as the dribble got up a little high there from Linar and just had trouble controlling it. She was saying she had my arm, that's why it happened, but Armstrong really needs a bucket now. They've gone a little while without scoring after fighting their way back in, but there's Tice with a big block and then a tie-up. And it will go Maple Grove's way, so Katrina Tice doing a nice job getting over to cleanly block that shot, and then she went aggressively after it.
You got to give James credit. Boy, she got in there after that. She fought hard for that tie-up.
Armstrong coming with the trap, which has definitely given Maple Grove some problems. This time they get it into that front court.
And now Maple Grove, I think, is going to just like they did the last possession, work the ball around. We get a layup, we'll take the layup. Get for our highest percentage shot we can get here by taking time off the clock too.
Inside, and Malinar will get the layup. Posting up well against the much smaller James, and boy, that was about everything Maple Grove could ask for there. They worked the ball, they took some time, and then get a layup.
You know, that's one thing Coach Cook said too at halftime, that kids were doing a better job of recognizing mismatches and taking advantage of them, and they definitely did at that possession.
Malinar showing that when there's some post-up work being done in practice, that she's not just out working on her guard skills there too. She did a nice job of holding off James. Inside and taken away by Tice. Tice, the trailer on the break, scores it. Nice pass, and again a nice strong finish. She has good hops here, getting up quick and can take a little bit of body contact, and Tice does a nice job finishing it, and that might have kind of sealed this one up maybe for Maple Grove. Drive there, and Herschel can't get it to go. Linar back out, and they'll get into their offense again. 17-point lead here for Maple Grove. They were up big at halftime, and it looked like they were going to run away with this one before Armstrong fought back and really made the Crimson a little nervous for a while. But now it looks like Maple Grove has kind of regained command of this one, and there is a foul call as Tice drove to the hoop and shot blocked, but also some body or arm there. Jake Herschel's fourth. Free throw no good. Second time to the line tonight for Tice. She's now 1 for 2. See Limata coming back into the lineup here for Grove. Patterson returning for Armstrong. Second free throw is good. So 20 points now for Tice. And it's a 60-42 lead. Patterson dishing to Kershaw. Looking to attack down the middle and will draw a foul and head to the free throw line. She's got a pretty nice variety of moves down there. It doesn't seem like she's, locked into going one way or the other. She can move a little bit either way.
She's really impressed me with just her total work ethic on both ends of the floor tonight and in the press. I mean, she's played the front of it, the back of it.
And like Matunda, she is just a sophomore, so you got to figure by, next year and the year after that they're going to be a team to really reckon with. They're pretty decent already.
That's just key. Good, valuable experience, you know, and having so much playing time and experience last year, it's just going to build for her.
Out of bounds, they're going to say off of Patterson, so Maple Grove basketball. James back in, Patterson out here for the Falcons. And they'll back off a little bit on the pressure this time as Dodge brings it in the front court. Now they look to trap in the half court. Shot blocked, but we will have a foul, and Limita will go to the free throw line. That might be number 5 on Kershaw. We'll see. Nope. It's going to be Bloom to pick it up. Limita short with that free throw. Has a chance to get her name in the score column. Has not scored yet tonight. Picked up some fouls in that first half, so hasn't played a real lot of minutes tonight. No good on the second one as well. Kershaw will get that rebound eventually there. So 60-42, it remains 18-point lead for Maple Grove. Armstrong came back tough and made a game of it, but now the 3 goes for Wolf. And then a quick timeout taken for Armstrong, so they cut it to 15-point game.
Definitely a game of momentum tonight. And, you know, there was a few times that Armstrong was able to put that run on and disturb some things with their pressure. Maple Grove was able to get their composure right back and came right back also.
Yeah, you might end up seeing the final score and thinking, you know, it wasn't much of an interesting game, but actually it was a little different than that in the way the ebbs and flows went. But at the same time, if you're Armstrong, you know, you don't get to have a do-over for that first half, and they obviously did not come out particularly strong in that opening half.
Yeah, that opening half was, they just didn't seem to get in their flow or be able to accomplish the goals that they had set out to start the game with, and that put them at a pretty decent disadvantage at halftime, which is hard to come back from that many points down.
And Maple Grove, I mean, I think it's probably good for them that this one didn't just turn into a walk-away win. Timeout, Mark Cook right there. Armstrong thought that Rostemo had traveled there, you know, because you learn a little bit from, okay, we had a big lead, we maybe relaxed a little bit, maybe our opponent played a little bit better, and all of a sudden we were sweating it out just a little bit there, and that's you know, probably a good thing for them overall to have that sensation. You know, learning how to protect a lead is something that isn't probably the first thing you talk about in any given season, but it is important.
It is, and it can be a challenge at times. I mean, like you said, they came in there and they had that lead, they gave it up. Now what are you going to learn from that? How are you going to make your adjustments so when you've got that lead next time, you learn to continue to play the game you've been playing, keep your intensity up, keep your focus up. And I think it's a great teaching point in that sense.
Particularly as you get to playoff time too, you know, you want to make sure if you build a nice lead that you don't relax and you don't get away from the things that got you that lead, and you try to be able to put teams away.
Well, and to have it happen this time of the season for them too, and just to, like you said, the mental part of the game right there, just to get that focus in there of what's our game plan, let's stick to the game plan.
Inbounded here for the Crimson. Back to Rostemo. Put the double team on. Tyler swings it around. I think it's to Armstrong's credit they're not coming out and just fouling on purpose here. I mean, it is a 15-point game still. And a jumper taken there by Moline. Kershaw to Bloom. Now Mutanda. A little bit behind the target there as she tried to get it to Hanley, but they'll keep possession. James. And so Maple Grove's going to win this one and up their record to 4-1 in division games. They'll still be one game under 500 overall at 7-8, but here's Bloom shooting up a three, and it is good. That's her second made three tonight, 60-48.
You know, it's been fun to watch James out there for Armstrong. She's kind of everywhere. She's been working really hard, and she's been in crucial defensive positioning for him, and then also handling the ball quite often too. Kind of like what I'd say, a little spark plug at times out there for them.
Armstrong will be back in action on Friday night as they play at Spring Lake Park. And Maple Grove also going to be playing on Friday, and this will be kind of a big one for them as they host their rivals from Osseo coming up on Friday night.
Those are always big inter-district rivalries there.
Osseo not having an Osseo-like year, but you know it would make their season to beat Maple Grove, no doubt about that. So that'd be a good one coming up Friday.
You know, it never matters what those records are with those big rivalries. Somebody can have the big advantage and somebody down, but it's still a game, and it's always a fun rivalry.
Rostamo is going to throw it long here, and Dodge gets it. Ooh. And they're going to call a double dribble there as Schulte.
It's kind of like she hesitated. I want to kick it back out. Oh, I see the opening, and then the double dribble came.
So 8 seconds left. Armstrong obviously a little too late to catch up here, but still trying to maybe get it into single digits if they could. One more shot upcoming. Mutanda had her pass tipped, and they do not get it off in time here, so the game will come to an end. And Maple Grove's strong first half is enough to carry them to victory here. Armstrong charging back into it, but it is Maple Grove holding on for the 60-48 win. And you know, obviously that strong first half was enough to kind of carry them, Patty.
Yeah, that was the big difference right there. They were on, and they were attacking the bucket. They were playing good at both ends of the floor, and unfortunately for Armstrong, they seemed to struggle to get into the groove and into the flow of things in that first half. We saw some really exciting things from them in the second half. They brought themselves back in. They kind of got into their tempo, but you know, the disadvantage of being down from the first half, that was hard to come back from for them.
Yeah, it takes a lot of energy to battle back like they did too, and Maple Grove just kind of regained their composure a little bit and held them off, I guess I should say, after at that point they kind of took their best shot and just stayed with it. And so a good win on the road, I think, here for Maple Grove against, you know, an opponent that's good enough to scare you a little bit.
Oh, I agree. You know, you look at both teams coming off of some good games, recent games. A good test of your talent, a good test of how you respond when you come back like that, of playing games that quick and then playing tough teams.
So a 60-48 victory on the road here for Maple Grove. And let's go down courtside now to Allie with a couple of Crimson players.
Yeah, guys, I have Autumn Maliner and Katrina Tice with me. We're going to start with Katrina. From the beginning of this game all the way through, it was all Maple Grove. What made you guys so dominant tonight?
I think our defensive pressure and really pushing the ball helped a lot.
You held the other team to just 18 points in the first half. Where were you guys able to really stand out so defensively?
I think our help side really improved from our previous games, and that helped keep them from getting it right to the basket.
For Katrina and Autumn here, your coach said before the game that he needed you two specifically to step up and play really great basketball. How were you both able to be such great leaders through this game?
I feel like it starts on like the defensive end. We both play really good defense, and then we play with each other our whole lives, so we know where we are on the court. So we just assist each other, and it just works out perfectly.
3 days ago, you lost a game by just 3 points. Tonight, a much different story. Where do you see this team progressing as you're halfway through the season?
We've worked out the kinks in our offenses and our defenses, and we're starting to work together more as a team. I think that's where it comes from.
Well, we look forward to seeing what the rest of the season plays out for you ladies. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Send it back to you, Jay.
Sally, and thanks and congratulations to the Crimson as we saw there Autumn with 22 points and Katrina Tice with 20 to lead the way for Maple Grove. 16 for Mutanda, and Kerschel had 11 points for the Falcons. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's telecast here from Armstrong High School. For Patty Sorensen, Allie Arlt, and all of our crew, MJ Wilcox, good night from Armstrong.